My name is Howard Vaughn. I was born in Gadsden, Alabama, in October 10th, 1916. My mother had applied for welfare, and I didn't know anything about it, but they were in the living room. The lady and my mother were talking, and I walked through the living room, and the lady asked my mother, said, "Who's that?" And she said, "That's my son." He said, "Well, I can get him a job." Well, we hadn't even mentioned the job. Said, "You take this car down to the old courthouse in Birmingham, room 222. So I did. I gave the lady my card, and she gave me a train ticket. So the next day, I caught a train to Decatur. I got to Decatur, there was a man waiting on me. So we took off to Moulton. I didn't know what I was going to do or why I was really going. We'd plant trees in the fall. And the rest of the time, we'd be digging ditches, building dams. When the birds started falling, we'd go in the forest and gather pine burs, and then send them to Muscle Shoals. They would heat them, and the seeds would fall out. And they would plant them, and then we'd finally go get the trees that they put out for seed. Well, this boy that I replaced in the warehouse, his mother was sick, and he had just took off home, and he'd been gone over a month and a half when they gave me the job. And he come back and he walked in the warehouse. He says, "Vaughn, you can leave now." I said, "You better go see the boss." Well, I didn't see him anymore. The boss told him. So he went out into the field forces again. And they paid us $30 a month. They gave me $5 and mailed my mother $25. And then when I got the job in the warehouse, they gave me a raise to assistant leader, which was $6. And that gave me $11 instead of $5.
Beautifully wooded acres in Valley Creek State Park, off the main highway between Montgomery, Alabama, and Meridian, Mississippi, not far from Selma, Alabama.
As you can see, this is a very picturesque place, and I want you to note the beautiful stonework of that stone structure. The young men working on this structure, ages 18 to 25, were part of a federal organization known as the Civilian Conservation Corps, the CCC. This was the original southern entrance into the park. On the northern end of the park is the actual northern entrance today, and adjacent to that is a CCC structure which was called the Contact House. Today it houses the CCC Museum. The CCC Boys Camp, Camp 472, State Park 5, was located about 10 miles from here, down in Big Wills Valley in present-day Fort Payne, Alabama. Every morning at dawn, those CCC boys would get up, put on their CCC uniforms, be inspected by a camp official, pile into military-style trucks, and be hauled up here onto this plateau of Lookout Mountain. As they got out of their trucks, they picked up their picks and shovels and they started building the infrastructure you see today. The roads, the trails, the campgrounds, the parking areas, the culverts, the utilities, the electric, water. They built the rustic cabins, the lodge. That infrastructure was created by using the natural materials on this mountain. As you can see, there's plenty of timber behind me. They cut into lumber for the structures. And within a few miles of here is the rock quarry, where those CCC boys cut out the stone for the beautiful masonry work throughout the park. At the end of the day, they would get back in their trucks, go down to the camp, Camp 472. They would attend high school classes. They would learn vocational skills, which would come in quite handy in constructing this park. Things like auto mechanics, become electricians, masonry work, cabinetry, all those skills. They published a semi-monthly paper called the Camp Beacon, and they had a rec room. And in the rec room, they had playing cards, they had board games. They also had recreational activities. They had a hearty breakfast when they got up in the morning to go off to work. They had on-site lunch, and when they came back to camp in the mess hall, they had a full-course dinner. They got paid $30 a month, of which 25 of those dollars had to be sent home to their families.